It is the strategy of the people. For democracies to thrive and survive, the people must own it. They must see it as their own. So it is Nigerian people that have to come out and say, well, listen, we cannot continue in this direction by going out to register their vote, insisting that their vote must count. They must know that their singular vote they have in their hand is what is they will use to ensure that those they elect serve them, those they elect care for them, those they elect prioritize their need in areas of education, health, and pulling them out of poverty, in securing them. So they need to come out and demand right governance through ensuring that people who serve them well are elected. It's going to involve the electoral process and ensure that leaders have competence, the capacity, the character, and compassion and commitment to lead are elected.
Peter will be speaking in Ghana in an event organized by former President Goodluck Jonathan's foundation with a theme, What Makes Democracy Die? Peter Obi was received at the airport in Ghana by Nigeria's media mogul, Dele Momodu. He also hosted him at his home before he attended the event. So this is Peter Obi basically telling Nigerians how to protect their votes in 2027. What they should do in order to allow politicians to steal their votes in 2027. There are many Nigerians genuinely worried about 2027. They believe that without electoral reforms, what happened in 2023 will repeat itself in 2027. And following events of 2023, how the courts resolved the petitions brought by the opposition against the ruling party and Tinubu, it has left many Nigerians disillusioned. They have lost hope in elections in Nigeria going forward. Some that have not lost hope have resorted to the narrative being spread by the usual suspects and some supporters of Atiku Abubakar. Because they are disillusioned, they don't know they've become useful idiots that spread propaganda for free without being paid. You hear things like, I will only support someone who can defend votes in 2027. No single person can defend any vote. Even Tinubu cannot defend any vote. He relies on party members. That's what politicians call structure. He relies on them, enforcers, even thugs to protect their votes or even rig the votes. Yes, without these people, he will not achieve much. So this also applies to all candidates in elections. They will be at one polling unit on election day. They are not superhumans. They cannot be everywhere at the same time. They cannot protect any vote. So stop spreading that narrative. That's in case you are doing it unintentionally. Yes, don't be a useful idiot. Stop spreading it because no one can defend any vote. This is why Nigerians must unite. It will be easier to protect votes if opposition parties unite and work under one party. Unlike what happens normally in elections in Nigeria, when a political party fails to score up to 20 votes in a ward, their party agents will simply abscond. They wouldn't even hang around to sign the result sheets. They will say, what are we going to do with 20 votes? So you can imagine what Nigerians can achieve if they unite under one party and face APC in 2027. It will be easier to protect votes because of the sheer numbers of Nigerians trooping out against APC. Nigerians are against the current administration because of the hardship they brought on them. Despite the fact that they are trying to convince Nigerians that things are getting better, that the economy is stabilizing and all that, no, Nigerians know the reality. They go to the markets every day, they shop for groceries, they feel it. Despite the fact that you can say that some of the food prices are dropping, yes, that's expected, partly because we are in a harvest season. Not just that, it's a confirmation that Nigerians have lost their purchasing power, yes. If you're a farmer and after harvesting your farm produce, you bring them to the market, and originally we are planning to sell maybe 1 kg of your farm produce for about 2,000 naira. And when you come to the market and see the reality that fewer people are in the market to buy that farm produce from you, what is going to happen? If you stick to your price, that means you are going to go home with a lot of the farm produce, and most of them will obviously rot away because you can't eat all of them. So market forces will take over. Demand and supply will take over, not what you intended to sell the market. So this is the reality at this time. Nigerians are not earning enough. Even the little they earn is not enough to sustain them for food alone, not to talk of other expenditure like house rent, transportation and others. So it will be a walkover for the opposition in 2027 if they can unite and face the APC. But if they fail to unite, then at the end of the day, they might still snatch it like they snatched in 2023. Now, to those calling for electoral reforms before 2027 presidential election, it's a nice thing to have, but they must know that the laws have never been a problem in Nigeria. It has always been a problem of enforcement. The 2022 electoral law is sufficient to deliver a free and fair election, a credible election. It's very sufficient. But for the interest of INEC officials and the politicians they worked for, that election was rigged. And the people that were supposed to hold them to account refused to do their jobs. The courts were supposed to hold INEC accountable for the elections they conducted, but they refused to do their jobs. And like Professor Chidi Odinkalu posted on his verified X handle, the first one was when the governors led by El-Rufai challenged the Naira change policy under Muhammadu Buhari's administration. This was in early 2023. It took the Supreme Court 30 days to reach a verdict. The second one was when the Attorney General under this administration challenged the state governors on the local government autonomy at the Supreme Court. It took them 45 days to reach a verdict. Now, consider what happened in Rivers State, the illegal declaration of state of emergency in that Rivers State. PDP governors challenged it at the Supreme Court. More than 6 months in, the Supreme Court absconded from their responsibilities. They refused to hear the matter. And knowing that silence is complicity, you can say that they are enabling dictatorship under a democracy. When they run away from their jobs, they refuse to hold the executive branch to account, they refuse to curtail the excesses of executive branch, then you can say that they have become part of the executive. They are now doing their biddings. But despite all this, Nigerians shouldn't be discouraged. All this they are doing is actually to discourage you. They want you to lose interest, and once you lose interest, they will have their way and continue the looting, continue the corruption, continue everything. You must resist them. You must take advantage of that power in numbers. Imagine if 50,000 people troop into the collation center at the local government. Just make sure the brave among you are in front, insisting and charging and saying that they are not living here until they announce the correct results. The weak among you, including women, will be behind and be singing and telling them openly, hey, anyone that rigs election here is not living here alive. When this message gets to them, they will do the right thing. Yes, what's the need to take bribes from politicians to write results when you can't even stay alive to enjoy the money? They will do the right thing, but you must resist. If you don't put up that resistance, because action equals reaction, they will do whatever they want without fear. That's how it works. How many are the thugs? How many are the policemen that can resist 50,000 people? No, it's not possible. So Nigerians need to plan ahead before that election. Mobilize yourselves in your communities. If anyone has lived in a community in the past 1 year, he can be able to identify his neighbor and say, this person lives here, I've been seeing him. Organize yourselves because hardship is still coming. What Nigerians are experiencing now is a tip of the iceberg. Yes, by 2026, Nigerians will start paying taxes up to 25% or more. Yes. And that is when the reality will dawn on Nigerians. Now, Nigerians tolerate corruption by the political elite simply because they feel, after all, the money they are stealing belongs to everyone. And you know something that belongs to everyone, no one actually pays attention to how it is spent. Yes, but when you feel the pain that you earn money and you have to pay up to 25% to the government, that time you will feel the pain when you see them wasting the money, when you see them riding in long motorcades, when you see them embarking on projects that are non-priority, when a federal road that passes through your community remains unmotorable, but they are trying to convince you that one new road somewhere is top priority compared to the road in your community. That's the time Nigerians will wake up to reality that they must fight and hold the government accountable. It's just like giving someone money for free and turning around to see how the person wasted the money. You might feel that pain and say, I know how I try to manage my own money because I know how I suffer to make the money. How come this guy threw away the money I suffered to make? So that might make you not to give that person money in the future. So imagine handing your money to the government in form of tax, and they go on to steal the money, waste it on vanity projects and elephant projects. How are you going to feel? So this is the reality of Nigerians today. They must take elections seriously. Nigerians must wake up from their slumber and stop that hero worship, thinking that one hero will rise up and save them, come from somewhere and do all this, do that. No, you must take your destiny in your own hands. If you don't do that, politicians will continue having their way. And the people who steal elections are not going to do anything that will favor you. It's not possible. The reason they steal the elections in the first place is because of their selfish interest. How can it be possible that you love Nigeria more than others? And that love for Nigeria is why you are stealing elections. It doesn't make any sense. They never steal elections to your benefit. It's always at their benefit. Nigerians need to understand what is going on. This is actually the reason they are taking over Nigeria's economy. They are inserting themselves in the critical sectors of the economy. There's a silent and gradual takeover or privatization of government-owned companies going on. Nigerians are not aware of it. And with the judiciary in their pockets, they will make it legally irreversible in the future. Nigerians need to understand the extent to which these leeches have eaten into our common wealth. If Nigerians don't take action, especially in 2027, then you can only imagine what will happen beyond 2027. Thanks for watching.